My name is Patrick Bet David. I am half Armenian, half Assyrian. My mother's name is Dana Bogosian. She's Armenian. My father's name is Gabriel Bet David. He's Assyrian. And the purpose of today's video isn't just to bring awareness to an event that took place 103 years ago by the Ottoman Empire, the Turkish Empire, against the Assyrian, Armenian, and the Greek community, which is why it's called a genocide. The purpose was to wipe out a community of Christians during that time that till today, many nations have accepted this as a genocide. In America, we have not yet accepted this as a genocide. And by the way, the purpose isn't because I want to be a victim or I want sympathy or empathy. There's only 30 people in the world today who were born during that time, prior to that time, in Turkey, who were directly affected by this. Everybody else who is talking about this event is simply mourning the challenges, the pain that their family and their blood went through, which everybody, Armenian, Assyrian, Greek, we have all the rights to talk about it. But I'm not here just to create awareness. I'm here to call to action to two different communities to see what we can do about this event here. So one, to the President of the United States, President Donald Trump, I'd like to take a direction that maybe no one else has with you regarding this event that took place back in 1915. And I understand every president that has come before you has denounced it as a genocide. President Trump, President Obama called it a genocide when he was a senator, but when he became a president, he says it's not a genocide. And I understand why. There's some Turkish political issues they are going through. And so when you become a president, everything is a deal. I'll do this and you do this and all this other stuff. However, this is not a Democratic or Republican issue. This is history. This is a social issue. This is something that took place during that time that I feel needs to be addressed. But I'm going to take you from a different direction because I know you're a businessman, you're a numbers guy. And hopefully this will make sense to you. So in America, we have 330 million people that live in America, okay? The Turkish community in America is roughly 500,000. The Census Bureau says 206,000, but let's say it's 500,000 Turkish Americans that live in America. On the other side, Assyrians have roughly 350,000. The Armenian community is about 1.5 million, and the Greeks is roughly 3 million. This is 5 million. On this side is 500,000. This is a community of entrepreneurs, business owners, artists, creative, athletes, job creators, all these different people in this community that keeps getting bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger and bigger. So is this community, but we're talking 5 million people on this side. Nothing against the Turkish community, but this is a growing community. And so for you watching this, President Trump, obviously, many of the people here on this side didn't vote for you. Many of them disagree absolutely with your political side that you have. That is why I believe it is so important for you to see this as an opportunity for people to say, you know what? I didn't vote for President Trump. I don't like what he stands for, but I cannot believe he is the first president ever that came through and did something about this, while many others made promises and never did anything. I think you get a lot of love and respect from the community to say, our president has courage to stand up and say, this isn't an event took place. I understand my Turkish allies that are not happy about me saying this, but listen, history is history, and this happened. That's to President Trump. Now to the Armenian, Assyrian, and the Greek community, I got a complete different challenge for you, and here's what it is. I heard what happened with this past week with the Armenian prime minister that ended up resigning because of protesting that took place in Armenia as well as all over the world, which means they're listening. However, if you want America to accept this as a genocide, President Trump doesn't walk the streets of Glendale. He does not walk the streets of Hollywood. President Trump walks the streets of Twitter. I am not trying to be funny, no pun intended, no sarcasm, no condescending, nothing. It's just where he gets his news and where he listens to his audience. And I saw tens of thousands of Armenians are protesting right now. 100 plus thousand based on some of the things you're seeing out there. Can you imagine? I looked at Twitter. Armenian Genocide hashtag has only been shared less than 500 times today. Can you imagine if 200,000 Armenians, Assyrian, Greeks go online and tweet at the president, POTUS, hashtag Armenian Genocide, or whatever the genocide is for the Greek and Assyrian, and all of a sudden he gets 100, 200, 300,000 tweets? And imagine of all these protesting that you're doing, start telling people, hey, listen to this. Let's go tweet. Can you tweet? Can you tweet at the president? Tweet at the president. Text peers, friends, Facebook. Share this message with them. Say, let's tweet at the president. If the president gets 100 tweets directed at him, don't you think he's going to listen a little bit more than just the things that's taking place in the streets? Because President Trump lives on Twitter. He doesn't live on the streets. And whether we like it or not, you always got to go to where that person is. And the place where the person we want that has the influence, the power to make this change and call it a genocide, he lives on Twitter. His name is President Donald Trump, and his handle is @POTUS. Address hashtag Armenian Genocide and share your feelings, not condescending, not hate, because no one's going to hear it from that side. Your heart. What do your parents tell you about this event? What do your grandparents tell you about this event? Share that with the president, and hopefully our president who's watching this will have the courage to come out as he prays with the people around him, his advisors. He's going to come out and he'll say, this is an event that took place. I know a lot of people are not happy about me making this decision, but if it is an event that took place, I want to make this thing be known. And we're finally going to make April 24th in America every year the Armenian Genocide Day, the Greek Genocide Day, and the Assyrian Genocide Day, simply to address an event that took place 103 years ago. Thanks for watching, everybody.